I'm like, what's going on? In my mind, I didn't know what was going on. And I remember seeing nurses and doctors come in and they put something in my IV and I went back to sleep. Then when I woke back up, that's when the doctors and everyone told me that I was hit by a motorcycle that was rolling, doing about 80, 90 miles an hour. He had a young lady on the back of the bike. And when he hit me, they say I flew like maybe 50, 60 yards away from the spot he hit me. They made me a whole new eye socket on my right side. I have 2 plates on each side of my cheekbones holding my jaws together. They had to wire my jaw for about a year and a half. I had a feeding tube that whole time. So like I lost like 50, 60 pounds from how I look now. And I was just on straight liquid diet for a year, almost a year and a half. My mouth wired the whole time. But they just don't understand, like, I have a whole new outlook on life. I don't look at it the same as I used to or the same as anybody else does. Happy to be here. It started when I would wake up in the hospital bed and I would just open my eyes, and I was just started being happy to open my eyes. Even though I had all this stuff wrong with me, I could have easily been gone in my mind. Like, so every day I just started being happy, smiling, no matter what. Happy to just wake up and talk to people, even though sometimes they couldn't understand me, because I had a trick that would take the wind from me. So before it even made it to my mouth, they couldn't understand what I was saying sometimes. So you can have trials, tribulations, cuts, bruises, pain, but still smile through it all because it ain't gonna last forever.
Welcome to the Broken King podcast. I got a special guest with me today, man. I got a partner. We go back about 10 years, man. Solid dude. Been through some crazy adversity, man. And so he's on the show today to talk a little bit about his story and to share with you guys, man. I got Mike Burgess with me. Mike, what's up, man?
What's up, bro?
Hey, man. Happy to be here.
Every day.
Mr. Happy to be here.
Every day.
That's what's up, man. So tell the people a little bit about yourself, man. Where you from? Tell us a little bit about, your coming up and all of that.
I'm from Philly, South Philly, to be exact. 23rd and Tasker to narrow it down even more. And it was a lot of challenges growing up. But that's all we knew, so we just had to overcome them. And for one of them was starting to go to school early by yourself. Elementary school, like I had homies picking me up, knocking on my door. First grade, we walk into the school bus or to the school by ourselves. Like it was challenging, but like I said, that was all we knew. And we had like stores on every corner, so it was great. Like just coming outside, seeing everybody. I would drop my book bag at the drop of a dime and just start playing anytime. Like as soon as we got out of school, we did a lot of playing manhunt, jailbreak, playing football in the street, tackle football in the street. Like, because we didn't really have grass around where we were, so we had to make it happen. We wasn't going to not play. Yeah, concrete football.
Yeah.
So it was, we ain't had no injuries. Of course, you had a little minor joint, but nobody never got broken up.
Dust that off, man.
Yeah, you can keep it moving. Back to the next play.
Right.
So, yeah, I started with football, and then basketball became my love. Like, I started wearing shorts under my school pants. Just soon as I get out of school, I'm ready to go. Drop them off, I'm at the park till about 9, 10 o'clock at night, hooping the whole time. Come home, just get ready for school tomorrow, ready to do it all over. Hooping became my first love.
That's what's up, man. Yeah, so East Coast, man, that's big. Hooping, basketball, hoop dreams and all that.
Yeah.
It's a boxing town, too, though. Ain't Philly a boxing town?
It is. We got the great Joe Frazier from North Philly.
Yeah,
and a couple other guys, too, man. Boots from Philly. We got a lot of guys from Philly that's fighters, man. I wasn't actually a fighter myself, but you had to fight growing up regardless. So if you had to learn how to do something. If you didn't, they'll keep coming at you for sure. Right, so you had to defend yourself.
That's right. So yeah, Ed, so you come up, you hooping and doing your thing. How did you end up coming to Texas?
Well, after high school, I didn't wanna go to college. Like, if I wasn't going for basketball or something, I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I just went straight to working and getting money straight out of high school. And that job offered us a place here. And it was, when I say us, it was me, my brother, and our childhood homie Brandon that lived around the corner.
And when you say here, you talking about Dallas, right?
Dallas.
Dallas, Texas. Okay.
Yeah, back in 2008, and we've been here ever since, loving it.
Yeah, man. So I think I met you probably around that time, maybe 08, 09, something like that.
Yep.
We used to kick it real big, man.
Yes.
We had some great times, man. Was that Beamers Live,
Oh man.
Park Ave? Man, we was tearing the city of Dallas up, man. You know what I'm saying? In them days right there.
You almost bringing tears in my eyes talking them words, man, because that is still one of the best happy hours. It is the best happy hour I've been to
Park
in my
Ave.
life.
Yeah.
Beamers and Park Ave.
Yeah,
Like,
crazy.
it's nothing like it.
Mhm.
I'm sorry for those that ain't get a chance to see it.
Yeah.
But
You missed
if
out.
you've seen it, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
That's for real, man. I don't know if you say R.I.P. to Beamers and Park Ave ain't no longer exists.
Nope.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, they had a strong run, and we was up in that thing, man. For real.
It had a great run. Hey, it was no question about where we was at on Fridays.
Yeah.
Like, don't even ask me, like,
Right,
if
right.
you coming or not.
Hey, man, look here, and if you ain't there, you done missed out.
Yes,
Because
yes.
it's going down.
We done spent shifts in there, literally from 5 p.m. to 3 a.m.
Man,
Like,
it's an 8-hour shift,
shifts.
Right. Yeah, man. Shout out to Park Ave and Beamers, man.
Oh, man.
Never seen nothing like it, man. Probably never will. Man.
Probably never will, man. I'm so happy to be part of it.
Yeah. Hey, man, they should have probably had a plaque on the wire, man, where, what I'm saying, with our pictures on there, man.
For real,
How
man.
we used to do it, man, for real.
Almost every week.
Yeah.
Like, no doubt about it. For real.
Yeah. So that's what, 08, 09. I know at some point in time, man, you end up going back home to Philly, man. And while you were in Philly, man, you were involved in a devastating accident.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about what
So,
happened.
so like I said, we came here in 2008, and in 2010, I was planning a party bus to go home, planning a party bus to leave South Philly to go up to New York. We was going to hit a club in New York. Party bus was going to come back, pick us up, and bring back down to South Philly. So I was planning all that before my birthday. So I went back home, Philly, July 3rd, 2nd or 3rd-ish in 2010. And I was with my cousins, and they was like, it's a boat called the Miraculous that's docked down Penn's Landing. And he was like, man, you ever been in there? I'm like, nah. And I'm like, all right, so let's go. So we went in there, had some drinks. Somehow we got split up in there. And I don't even know how, but it probably had to do with some women or something, back then. And we got split up, and I'm walking around by myself. I didn't see nobody. I'm like, wow, man. Let me see if I find him one more time, because it was almost about to close. So I walked around it again, and I still didn't see him. So I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to just go to the car. So I remember where we parked. I'm just wait for him at the car. Cool. I walk out the Mushaloo, and it's called Columbus Boulevard, and it's a very major highway, almost a highway. It's like 4 lanes, like people be speeding all the time. And I remember just waking up later on in the hospital, seeing my mom and dad together, and I'm like, I'm thinking I'm home, so I just waking up like trying to move. And they like, calm down. I'm like, what's going on? In my mind, I didn't know what was going on. And I remember seeing nurses and doctors come in, and they put something in my IV, and I went back to sleep. Then when I woke back up, that's when the doctors and everyone told me that I was hit by a motorcycle that was rolling, doing about 80, 90 miles an hour. He had a young lady on the back of the bike. And when he hit me, it say I flew like maybe 50, 60 yards away from the spot he hit me and landed like underneath a car. Come to find out later on, there was so many people walking by me and not trying to help. But that's like, I'm not surprised at that, because that's just the way Philly is. Some of the people, so we got good people like us there, but a lot of people just mind their own business and don't keep it moving. So it was one young lady that actually stopped and helped me, and I ended up getting in contact with her later on in life. It was a blessing to get to know her. Cause she stopped and actually came to the hospital and did a lot. So I always call her my angel, cause she always in my mind for stopping and helping. But as far as going back to waking up, they said I was hit by the motorcycle, flew a few yards, and I had so many injuries. I was in ICU for about 2 weeks, and then I had a lot of surgeries. Like I had broke both my arms. I got 2 rods in both my arms. They said I broke every bone in my face. My nose, my eye socket was broke. My jaw was broke. My fibula, my leg was sticking out. I had tore my ACL and MCL in one knee. I had a punctured lung and bruised ribs. So all of these injuries, though, they're all fixable later on. Like knowing that it's fixable later on. There was no brain damage, no brain trauma, nothing wrong with my brain. And that's only God. That's it. Like I've seen people pass away from less.
That's right.
And like it was a struggle. It was a very struggle. It took me 2.5 years to get back to Dallas, doing more surgeries and occupational therapy, just regular physical therapy. It was tough, and the most humiliating thing through the whole ordeal was not being able to do anything for yourself. And when I say anything, I mean nothing. Like nothing. Going to the bathroom, drinking water, nothing. You needed help with everything. And I'm never gonna forget how I would use the bathroom. They would lift me up and put a pan under me just to go to the bathroom. Like that was so humiliating to me, because I'm like, all I remember is me being this strong guy, like don't need no help, and it just humbled me a lot.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, how many surgeries did you have?
It was over 12. Over 12.
Wow. So
altogether.
They had you had to have every bone in your face was broken.
Yes.
And so you had to have surgery on your face.
Reconstructive surgery. They made me a whole new eye socket on my right side. I have 2 plates on each side of my cheekbones holding my jaws together. They had to wire my jaw for about a year and a half. I had a feeding tube that whole time. So like I lost like 50, 60 pounds from how I look now. And I was just on straight liquid diet for almost a year and a half. My mouth wired the whole time.
Man, that's crazy, man. So when your brother told us about what happened, everybody kind of rallied together, man, and we were praying for you, and what I'm saying, hoping for the best. And I remember, I don't know how long of a period it was before you was finally able to travel, but I remember you coming to Dallas, and I remember a bunch of us, getting together to meet you. And man, it was so good to see you. I think you were in a wheelchair at the time. And it was really good to see you, man. And just for one, see that you were alive. But then also, to see that, man, you had the hat on sideways, and even though you were in a wheelchair and you would had been through the most traumatic deal, I could still see little Mike in you, you know what I'm saying? And so, man, I remember that, and I remember thinking, man, this is one of the strongest cats that I'd ever met, man. And so I know I've told you that before, man, but I mean, sharing your story, I think is very important, bro, because, it's people that, go through challenges and go through setbacks, and, they lose heart. They lose confidence in themselves. They lose the will to live. And man, to hear your story and fast forward. So what year did this happen?
2010.
2010. It's 2025. You fast forward 15 years. Looking at you, I could not tell that you had surgery on your face. Without you showing me the scar on your arm, I can tell that you have went through any of the things that you went through as far as the recovery and the surgeries from that accident, man. And so it's like, man, you done made a full recovery, bruh. And I mean, that's God, but that's also a testament, man, to the will you have to live, man. And so,
Sure.
man, you know what I'm saying? I salute you for that because, man, I'm gonna tell you, a lot of people wouldn't have been able to make it through what you experienced, bro.
But you saying that, man, when I do tell people, a lot of people say those exact words that they don't know how I made it through or if they would have been able to make it through. And I tell them the same thing I'm gonna tell you is you would have made it through because you would have wanted to get back to your old life. That's what was all in my mind. I want to get back or better to my old life. I can't be this way forever. Like I can't. It's not in me to be like that forever. Like it was a setback, a major setback, but I'm going to do whatever I can, whatever I need to do to try and get back to being me. And I remember one of the surgeries I had, one of the long surgeries I had, they was telling us that they had to wire my mouth and they was going to fix my nose and everything else. And they said it was going to take about 8 to 10 hours. Cool. I remember going back there in the surgery room that day, and I remember seeing so many surgeons in that room. It was freezing cold. It was like 20, 25, maybe more people in there. And I'm like, wow. And then they sat me.
So it was 25 doctors.
It was a lot. It was a lot
in
of
the
people.
room while you were getting ready. Damn.
It was a lot.
Okay.
And I think it was the surgeons and their teams, different, because I had different surgeons in there. So they had to work on me at almost the same time, I'm guessing, how they did it. And once I got back there, they said, count backwards to 10. Count backwards to 0 from 10, but you ain't going to make it. I'm like,
About, what, 7 or something?
I'm like, what? I'm going to make it. I think I got to like 8 and 8. I ain't even get to 6 or 5, and then like I was out.
Yeah.
And then I remember waking up, and I had like, of course, groggy and just don't like waking up like, oh snap. So they fixed everything, but it wound up taking almost like 16, 18 hours, almost double the time that they said. And kind of found out my family kept asking questions, and they would just say he's still in surgery. So what the surgeon said happened was once they actually got me on the table and cut me open and everything, they seen more fractures than they seen on the x-rays that they had to fix. So that's ended up taking way longer than they expected. And once I got done that, I had like 100 and something staples going around my head. And they basically peeled my skin back and worked on my skeleton. Like, it was crazy with how they told me. And I'm like, wow. But I was back and just healing now at this time. And I still needed more minor surgeries after that. But that was the major one that I remember. And my family was freaking out in the beginning, but they were just happy to see me once I got out of there and back into the recovery room. Because they just kept saying he's still in surgery.
16, that was a long time, man.
It is.
A long time. So this was basically a surgery on your face?
Yes, just my face.
And you saying they made a cut and pulled your face?
My skin down.
They pulled your skin down.
To work on my face.
What? Man, that's crazy, man, to think. And, bless them doctors, man. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, man, feel like sometimes God uses people to make the miracle.
Yes.
And for a doctor to be able to bring you back to what you are now, You know, that's a miracle, bro. You a walking miracle, man. You know what I'm
Blessings.
saying?
Like I thank God every day. I thank them doctors. Like I think about the doctors a lot.
Yeah.
I wish I could see them all again. Like, cause they used to brag about me. I'm never gonna forget. They used to brag about me, and I couldn't believe like how they were bragging about me to other doctors. Cause I'm like, they do this every day. Like this is what they do. This they surgeons, they doctors. They see different crazy stuff every day, and they were like actually bragging to other doctors about how my healing was going and how they did good and the surgeries they did for me.
Yeah, you was some of their best work, man.
That's exactly how they felt, and I agree. Like you said earlier, like nobody would know anything I just said unless I tell them.
Yeah.
I said glory to God and those doctors that He gave the ability to do that to.
Right, right. For sure, man. So yeah, you recovering. How long would you say the full recovery, like from surgeries to like rehab, physical therapy, or whatever it is? Like, when was it official? Like, okay, we done with you. Have a good life.
It actually was 2012, about maybe summertime 2012 is when I was able to come back and actually work and get back to working. And it was the best feeling ever to actually just start working again. Like everybody wanted to get out of work somehow, but I wanted to get to work.
Right, right. Get back to, you know what I'm saying, regular life, right?
Yeah, that's all I wanted.
Yeah, yeah. And man, you know what? When you came back, you definitely was back, man. Cause you know what? We got back to kicking it, doing the things we do. And man, it was good to have you back, bro.
Appreciate it.
But I can tell you this, man. You definitely have been different. As far as, you know what I'm saying, how vocal you are about God and how vocal you are about how much you love life.
Yes.
So I know you eventually started working with me with Proof Coalition. You were one of our founding members with Proof Coalition, with our outreach and with our mentorship. Man, you've done hundreds of hours of community service with us, man, and you know I appreciate you for what you do, man. And it take a special type of person to commit themselves to serving and helping other people full time, man. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
And I'm pretty sure, you know, what you went through has something to do with your drive to want to be, you know, a positive person or a good person, you know what I'm saying, and live a life that where, you know what I'm saying, people appreciate you for being there, you know what I mean? And then I know you started your own apparel line. Happy to be here. Tell us
Yes.
a little bit about that.
So yeah, happy to be here. It started when I would wake up in the hospital bed, and I would just open my eyes, and I was just started being happy to open my eyes, even though I had all this stuff wrong with me. I could have easily been gone in my mind. Like, so every day I just started being happy, smiling, no matter what. Happy to just wake up and talk to people, even though sometimes they couldn't understand me, because I had a trick that would take the wind from me. So before it even made it to my mouth, they couldn't understand what I was saying sometimes. But I was happy to be able to do that.
Yeah.
So I started happy to be here straight because of that. And I wanted to hurt the guy badly that did it to me for a long time. Like I wanted to hurt him. And after a while, when I started being happy to be here, God took those thoughts out my mind and just had me focus on myself to get back to how I wanted to be. And I wish him well, or whoever he is, I wish him good. Hopefully he's good now, and the young lady's fine that he had on the back. And I've just been happy ever since, man, with a smile on my face, no matter what. Some people say I'm nonchalant or I don't care about certain things from the way I am now, but they just don't understand. Like, I have a whole new outlook on life.
Right.
I don't look at it the same as I used to or the same as anybody else does.
Yeah.
I'm very, very happy just to wake up. Anything in between, it really don't matter to me.
Yeah. So you got the line on right now. You got the Happy to Be Here t-shirt.
Yeah, that's all I wear.
Yeah, man, I see you, man. You know, I done had a few of them too, man. Explain your logo, man. I know you got the logo, and it's got the happy face, and then it got the blood on the head, man. What
So
is that symbolizing? Your what happened to you, or what's that?
yeah, so I have the logo with the blood and a scar and band-aids,
Talking about Mike.
but
Yeah,
he's still smiling.
yeah, he's smiling
He's
big, man.
still smiling. Like, so you can have trials, tribulations, cuts, bruises, pain, but still smile through it all because it ain't gonna last forever.
Yeah,
It's not gonna last forever. You gotta have that faith.
yeah,
It ain't gonna last forever. So that's why I kept that smile on my face no matter what.
got you.
No matter what happens. And to bring up the point about me coming here when he said I came back in the wheelchair, I remember that. And I remember the job wanted to have a fundraiser for me. And they were saying, was I going to be able to come or not? And I didn't want y'all to see me that way, honestly. But eventually I took those thoughts out of my mind because I knew y'all would just be happy to see me anyway. And I would be happy to see y'all anyway. I could too. So it was a blessing to be able to come back here and see y'all and see everyone that was worrying about me and was wondering about me. Even though I was in the wheelchair, even though I wasn't myself, even though my mouth was wired, I couldn't eat, couldn't really do anything, but it was good seeing everybody. And I'll never forget, my mom was the one that always stood by my side through it all, no matter what. And I had family galore, family, friends coming in the hospital nonstop. And that's another thing that helps a lot too. You gotta have that support. That support helped me tremendously. It's not just me. Like that support, I can't even put in words how much that support helped.
Yeah,
Because I had nurses saying that they had other patients that had nobody.
yeah,
Like really nobody visiting them, and they would come in my room like trying to squeeze by people to come see me, and it was that makes a big difference.
yeah, man. You definitely had a lot of love, bro. And shout out to Mama. I actually met your mom, man, on that visit when you came down. That was my first time meeting her, and I remember her kind of being teary eyed just seeing all of the people that were there. You know what I'm saying, to see you, and you know the people that wanted to let you know that they've been praying for you, and that they're gonna keep praying for you, and we're gonna put this money together, what I mean, to help.
Yep.
It might not be much, but it's gonna be the best we can do for you. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, shout out to Mama, man.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I remember
And all the
Mama
praying mothers out there, you know what I'm
for
saying?
sure.
A praying mother avails much, man. And so yeah,
Yes,
shout out to
sir.
all the praying mothers, man.
Yep, I remember that too, man. Like I was gonna bring that up. I'm glad you said that because she definitely was teary eyed. She was crying because she didn't even know nobody
That's
that
right.
that was showing me all the love that y'all showed me. She
Hmm.
knew nobody, and she couldn't fathom in her mind that people that she didn't know would love her son the way that y'all love me.
Yeah,
And she was overwhelmed. It was overwhelming in a great way for her,
yeah,
and I'm never gonna forget the look on her face when she seen y'all, and especially all the money y'all raised for me, the food y'all cooked, just the time and effort y'all did just to have a fundraiser for me. Like it matters. Like
yeah,
it mattered. And just the love from home and then the love here, it just all was around and I needed it all.
yeah, yeah.
I needed it all to get back to me. And it was there. It was there with no doubt. No doubt about it.
Man, you just said something powerful too, man, when you talking about the person that actually was riding that bike, and how, for a long time, you want that get back. And you come to a place now where, what I'm saying, you let that go. And not only have you let it go, you wish the best for them. That's 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 an amazing perspective. I don't know how you get there outside of just God helping you forgive. You know what I mean? Helping you understand that, sometimes He allows things to happen, and it's for a greater purpose. And yeah, we might suffer in that situation, but he's doing something bigger and greater. And in time, you'll get to see why you went through it.
Exactly.
Right? And so I think about the Mike that I knew before. We was homies. We was tight.
Mm-hmm.
But this version of Mike is much better as a person. Not that you was a bad guy, but man, you a hell of a man for what you went through and overcome. And so, I can see how God used what was a bad thing and turn it around to something bigger and turn it into a miracle and then a living testimony as to, how powerful he is and how powerful any person can be if they have faith, they have love and support, and if they are just willing to keep on pushing.
Yes.
And keep on dreaming and keep on hoping no matter what. Like you saying, you couldn't even walk.
Nope.
You couldn't do some of the most basic things in that time. But you didn't feel sorry for yourself. You was even on that hospital bed trying to figure out, man, I got to get up and walk.
Yeah.
I remember we had conversations, man, not too long after you got back. And you were just telling me how, man, you would just be thinking about how bad you would want to just get up and go to the bathroom. Like, I'll never forget that. We was in the car chopping it up, man, and you was just like, bro, you don't understand. I can just remember just looking at that door like, man, I just want to get up.
I just want to walk to it.
And walk to the bathroom and use the bathroom by myself.
That's
I don't
it.
want to push this button. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, man, that will and that fight, that's strength. And, it takes that in life, bro, because, people are giving up in life, bro. You know what I'm saying? They're experiencing far less of a traumatic situation than that. And so, man, that shout out to you, bro.
Appreciate it.
For real, for real.
God put that strength in me, bro. And yeah, I'm glad you remember that because that was one of my fondest moments so they lift me up. I was able to get lifted up out of my bed and they put a commode in there, not even in the regular bathroom. They put a commode in the room. It's when they was able to strap me from the bed and put me on the commode and left the room. I was like, I'm using the bathroom regularly now. Like, that was one of the happiest moments in my life that we all, like, as a people, we take for granted the most simplest things.
Right.
Getting up out of your bed, just drinking a drink of water yourself, just going to the bathroom yourself. We take it all for granted until it's taken from us. When it's taken from us, we can't wait to get it back. And that's when you humble yourself. You get humbled because all of it could get taken away. All of it. And in a blink of an eye, it was taken away from me. In a very blink of an eye. And I didn't even know what happened until later on. But all I was thinking was about getting back to myself, as your point. And with God and the love and the family and the support I had, it got me here 15 years later talking to you. Like, you would never know nothing happened unless I told him.
Yeah, you eventually get through all of the rehabs and surgeries and end up coming back and moving back to Dallas and getting back to, being your old self again, man. That was something really amazing to see.
I have a whole new outlook on life. I don't look at it how I used to, and I don't look at it as the normal person look at it. Like, anything in between me opening my eyes from now and then when I open my eyes the next day, anything in between that, it don't matter. Like, it's gonna work itself out no matter what.
Come on, man.
And so I'ma always smile.
Yeah.
Like, even with anything happening. Right. So if you can smile through any of that, then when you can't do anything for yourself, you can smile through anything now.
Yeah.
Like, ain't nothing gonna stop you from not smiling.
Man, hold up. Bro, that's powerful, man. Happy to be here, man. I appreciate you taking some time out, man, to do this interview with me, man, and share with the people, man. Check him out, man. I'm happy to be here. You on Instagram, right?
Yeah, happy to be here. / at happy to be here. 2, the number 2. And you can visit the website at happytobehere.org if you want to order any apparel. Or you can just contact me on Instagram at Philly to Dallas or happy to be here, and DM me if you want any apparel, anything you like, and that you don't see on the website. I can make it happen.
Definitely, man. We'll put the link up on the screen just in case, you know what I'm saying, they didn't catch all that, man. But shout out to Mike, man. Appreciate you, bro. And man, hope y'all took something away from this conversation, man. Blessings.
Appreciate it.